teacher Patty, and I'm a teacher from Options for Learning, and I read the story titled We're Going on a Bear Hunt by Michael Rosen and Helen Oxenbury. So this story is about this family going on a bear hunt, and they're going through different locations. So first they find some tall grass. So they're going to walk through the tall grass, and it makes a swishy swashy, swishy swashy, swishy swashy sound. So that's one of the locations they go through. And then there's another location, and they go through some mud. So they're going to go through different locations to get across, and they go through the mud, and it says squinch, 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 the sound that the mud would make. So it's just a fun little story of them going through different locations. Here's the snowstorm, and it's going shh. Well, it says shh. Ooh, ooh, it makes a sound here. So you can make the sound effect for your child and pretend it's so cold. Shh, shh. And just give that extra effect that it's so cold. So I thought a fun activity to do at home for the story We're Going on a Bear Hunt is to have to make an activity for sound. So a sound, kind of a sound effect activity. So what it would be is that you would get items from your home. Any items you choose what you want to pick for this activity. You can pick some keys because they make a sound. So you can choose some keys. You can choose some money in a bag, some change. You can choose even a little tin, and you can just tap it with a marker. See how it makes a sound? So that's another sound. You can even just put, I did kernels in a little water bottle, or you can put beans or something so it makes a sound. And you can do it, you can shake it, or you can, kind of move it side to side. It makes different sound effects. You can also just get some rocks and put them in a glass jar. See how it makes that sound? So just choose different random objects. I got a spoon. You can tap the jar. I have an empty jar here. You can tap the jar. So that makes a different sound effect. Anything that is going to make a sound effect. Anything really. You can choose, or have your child choose, and then have your child explore the object so they can create the sound. So if you give them the bag of change, they can, play with it, move it around, listen to the sound and explore. Let's see. Listen to that sound, because you want them to remember the sound the change makes in the bag, because they're going to play a guessing game after. So you want them to observe it, listen. They can even close their eyes to listen to the sound. So you want them to understand that they are going to play a game after this, and they need to listen to the sound that it makes, because they're going to identify it. So give the items to your child and let them explore the sound, because you want them to be aware of what each sound creates, and they can jingle it. They can move it around. Just let them explore each item. So then when they're done exploring each item, now comes the memory game, the memory part. So you want them to listen and use their listening ears, their listening skills. So what you'll do is have your child close their eyes. They can close their eyes, and if it's hard for your child to close their eyes the whole time and they want to do that, maybe do the sound behind them, because I know it's tempting and they want to open and, look to see what you have. So you can always do the sound behind you, or you can put it in under a bag or a blanket, you know what I mean? So they can't see the item. But just give them the opportunity to close their eyes, not look, and then you're going to create the sound and they're going to try to guess. So after they explore with all the sounds, rocks in the jar, you can explain what's making the sound. The rocks that are hitting the glass is making that sound. The popcorn, the kernels wiggling around in the plastic cup or plastic bottle is making that sound, right? The spoon tapping on the jar is making that sound. So use those descriptive words because you're also promoting language. So you're describing what you're doing or what your child's doing, tapping the jar with the spoon, and it's making that sound, tap, tap, tap. So, you're gonna, it's promoting language. So describe what the child's doing or what you're doing, tapping on the tin box, tap on the tin box makes that sound. You're tapping on the tin box. So that's just encouraging language, and they're observing, they're exploring the items, they're understanding cause and effect, because do the kernels make sounds if it's just still on the table? No. You have to move it around to make the sound. And look, if you do it slow, the sound sounds different than when you do it fast, right? So they're exploring, they're using those cause and effect skills, and they're observing. So, like I said, the game is to close your eyes, no peeking, and then you're going to create the sound. So as you're creating the sound, give your child that opportunity to guess which item it is. And you can start with, maybe 3 items. We don't want to overwhelm them. So start with 3 distinctive sounds. So it could be the kernels. It could be the tapping of the jar. It could be the keys, right? Those are very different sounds and distinctive sounds. And then once your child gets those items and they figure out, that was the kernels in the jar, then you can add more, maybe difficult ones, maybe some that sound very similar. But it's just a fun game. If your child doesn't get the right answer, like if they say these are the rocks, that's okay. Well, yeah, it does kind of sound like it could be rocks, maybe very tiny rocks. And then you can even ask them, but remember, what did you use? What items did you explore with? The rocks were in a jar, so they make a different sound against the jar rather than against the plastic. And you can even see, you can even do a little experiment and explore. Let's see if we put the kernels in the jar. Let's see what happens then. It makes a different sound. Right? Doesn't that make a different sound than the plastic? So, there's a lot of exploring going on and cause and effect and memory. So have fun with this activity. Let your child explore, observe, and just have fun trying to guess what items they're listening for. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this activity. And if you'd like to listen to the read aloud, we're going on a bear hunt. You can check out the other video. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.